am back from the gym. I have got some laundry going. I got a load to fold that's in the dryer. Bed's made. House is tidy. I do need to sweep my floors. But first, folders. And I've got to get ready today because I have a fun day planned. So, my hairdresser, her kids are out for summer. And her name is Summer, by the way. Which James calls her whatever the season is. In the fall, he calls her fall, winter. You get the gist. But she's the one that has the little baby girl that I love that child. I mean, her boys are precious too, don't get me wrong, but I have really bonded with the baby. And I kind of feel like her grandmother in a lot of ways. So they're coming down and we're going to go to the aquarium today in Gulfport. I've never been to it. It's a couple years old now. And so we're going to make a day and we're going to go. We wanted to do something that the boys could participate in, not just a girl thing. So I suggested the aquarium and it's happening. So I've got to get dressed. I'm so excited. And so I'm trying to get all my chores done beforehand. I went ahead and got everything for the booth. Price is ready to load up. Trash is ready to be put out. I know what I'm cooking for supper, y'all. We made a massive grocery order to the point I had to rearrange cabinets to be able to fit in all this food. And I told James, I said, this is such a great problem to have. You know, we're very blessed because we remember a time where we struggled. I remember very vividly a time where it was just me and him. I forget where Delana was. I think she lived with us at the time, or lived with me at the time. And I don't think James and I were married yet, but we were together. We were on the road to being married. He was at the house. Maybe we were married. What does it matter? Anyway. And it was Super Bowl Sunday. And we had hardly any food in the house. Neither one of us had any money. You know, we were just coming out of, we just went through some divorces and just, you know, how we basically started over. We literally started over from scratch. And he and I were talking about that yesterday. I don't ever want to forget those times or take for granted that now we can buy groceries. I had to make room for all the groceries, and, you know, our freezer and fridge is full and our cabinets are full, and because there was a time, I'm going to write a book one day and that's going to be the title. There was a time where that was not the case. And I remember there was a couple of Christmases I didn't even have enough money to buy my kids Christmas. It was just, I went from being able to go and do and buy anything I wanted without even really looking at the price tags to starting over from the bottom up. So, I don't say that to brag about where we're at today. I say that to give God the glory for where we're at today, because all of it was made possible by Him, not by us. And I thank Him, and I don't want to forget those times. You know what I mean? I don't want to forget those times. I don't want to get so caught up in life and projects and things that I forget those times. Because those are the makings and the breakings of us. And honestly, if we don't take care of the blessings He gives us when He gives them to us, if we don't take care of those and manage them and, you know, treasure them, how can He and why would He give us more? You know what I mean? Not that there's anything that I'm blessed. If I don't get anything else, I'm blessed. I got food, shelter, clothing, a good husband, loving family. You know, bills are paid. I got AC, I got heat. a dependable car. I mean, I am rich, y'all. I am rich. So I don't want to forget those blessings. But that's my little praise this morning, if you will. Got my good cup of coffee. Y'all, I made the best cup of coffee yesterday morning. It was like, everything was perfect about it. Let me see if this one is. Pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. And there's a doggone mosquito in here. And it got me good last night. Got me good. It got me here. And it got me on my wrist. And I killed it when it got on my cheek. So, and I see another one. Ugh, I hate mosquitoes. All right. Let me go sit down. Get back to y'all in the comments. Y'all are loving the bathroom mirror. Oh, I know. It's so beautiful. But I'll talk to y'all in the comments. Well, here we are in the guest bedroom. I haven't answered another question. Sonia asked to get to see the guest bedroom. She says I rarely show it. And so I'm going to turn the camera around, walk you through it, show you things up close. 99% of this room is thrifted or has sentimental pieces. So let me flip the camera around and we'll get started. So this is walking into the guest bedroom. And I love this room. I did a makeover on it a couple years ago by now, I think. And I stressed that this was my mostly thrifted guest room. So we painted the walls. I did this two-toned effect to give an accent wall. We put up beadboard and some pretty little not crown molding, some trim. And I really liked that. And I used these colors in the guest bath because I loved them so much together. And we will start with the bed. The headboard is very sentimental. Some people hate it. Some people like it. It's sentimental to me because this is the very first piece of furniture James and I bought when we first got married. His work gave us a gift card and we went and spent it at Kirkland's on this headboard, and I just cannot part with it. I just cannot. Maybe one day, but for now, here it is. This picture above it inspired the whole room. I got that thrifting and I absolutely love it. So I knew I wanted it to go above the bed. And then over time, I've just thrifted different pillows. Now, that one really doesn't go, but it's there. I just put it in there to kind of keep from sticking it in a closet, quite honestly. But the whole bedding, everything is thrifted. This is a very comfortable bed. This is the bed I stayed in when I was recovering from my surgery, and it's very comfortable. And my mama stayed in it. The kids have all stayed in it from different times, and I've had no complaints. So love this little tray that I keep here on the bed. Thrifted, of course. I just have some books. I think this is the Bopsy twins. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, the Bopsy twins. And I like it because of the color. Of course, we have a doily. And then this, I love this book. It was thrifted. And my mama has the same book, but her cover, I want to say, is maroon. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, I love it. And I've put it here just kind of look like a little tray for the bed. Like they were having their candlelight, reading a good book, you know. Anyway, that's all my vignettes, I have like visions in my head, like scenarios and stories. Now this shelf at the end of the bed was the one that my mama had when I was growing up, and it was my job to dust this shelf. And when I was younger, this shelf looked a lot larger than what it is actually. But I hated dusting because I had allergies, and that was my chore that she gave me. But it is full of thrifted pieces and family pieces, so I'll give you a closer look. But before we do that, above it, I have these beautiful needlepoint pictures. And these two were thrifted together, and then the round ones were thrifted together, but they were all thrifted at different times. And they just go so perfectly. Let me zoom out. They just go so perfectly together. So I put them on this wall. I love them. I think they're gorgeous. Of course, we have a TV. And then I had this little needlepoint. It really, I don't have anywhere for it, but I just can't part with it. So I just kind of stick it there to kind of hide some of the contraptions of the TV. But on down on the shelf, let me sit on the bed so I can show y'all. That is a picture of my granny and her husband, and I love it. So I've put it here. A picture of me and Buster. Look at that sweet baby. All this is thrifted right here with the exception of the mirror. The mirror came from Hobby Lobby on clearance several years ago. But all that is thrifted. I love this little light, and I love the way it reflects in the mirror. I didn't want to get rid of the mirror, so I put it there, and I like it. This next shelf, thrifted with the exception of the photos. That is James and I want to say we weren't married in that picture, right before we got married. And then me with two of my daughter-in-laws. We were actually at the other daughter-in-law's wedding in this picture. Another beautiful needlepoint that I can't part with. My beautiful brass swan. I loved this dolly because of all the colors. So I've just put it in here. And then I never knew what to do with this bottom shelf. And so I was like, let me just put my extra books that I'm not using. Duh, it's a bookcase. So that's what I've done. And I love it. I love the way the books kind of finish it off. And the different colors kind of pull from the wall colors as well. Now this wall, everything is thrifted. Everything, with the exception of that little bird right there on that nest. But everything else is thrifted. Now this is a recent thrift find. This beautiful picture. I had to make it work. And it filled in this space perfectly. And then all of those pictures are thrifted. And that swan is a recent thrift find, as well as the girl. And I just love it. The shelves I bought and painted on the wall color to kind of brighten up over here on this wall. And I really love it. And then the lamp is actually from Walmart, but the shade is thrifted. So even the bed skirts are thrifted. Excuse my flip-flops. This rug is actually from Lowe's. I got it a few years ago and used it in my Christmas, like my gingerbread-esque kitchen. But I put it in here because I was like, it needs something, and I didn't mind it. And it's just, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But this is how this side of the room looks. And I love it. I really, really do. It's a very calming room, in my opinion. Now behind me, this is what behind me was like. This dresser was actually James's grandmother's dresser. And during the pandemic, when we were all stuck at home, I decided to sand it down and go over it with a fresh coat of poly. I need to push the drawers in. You can tell I've been in the drawers. And it just brought it back to life and made it look so beautiful. And I love it. I love those family pieces. The curtains, 100% silk, lined. I should call them drapes because they're fancy. Thrifted. I got them for $8. I could not believe it. And then even thrifted the curtain rod at different times. Now, as far as on top of the dresser, this lamp is a recent Marketplace find. And when I spotted it on Marketplace, I had to have it. I just thought it was so beautiful. Now, it is missing the big tall globe that goes on the inside that comes out. I'm looking for one, but it works. It's beautiful, and I had to get it. And then I've just like doubled up some doilies. This is actually a placemat from Hobby Lobby, and then I've just put this doily over it. And then I have some more little thrifted, that's a little thrifted needlepoint. That little Victorian lady, my beautiful swan. Probably the fern is thrifted too. I know I've thrifted some. My frame is thrifted with a picture of James and myself. This beautiful picture, thrifted, cross stitch. I love it, and I had to keep it. And then this cute little bird is thrifted. This bone dish, thrifted, and it is ironstone. It's got the mark. And what I've done is, this is not vintage, but these little watches, They were actually given to me by my mother, and so I've just kind of put them here. I need to get rid of this. This totally clashes. It is not vintage. But I've just put some vintage jewelry in there, or watches, and I like it. And then over here, above here is this beautiful picture that I thrifted that I had to keep. I fell in love with it. I loved the colors. And so I hung it above the dresser, and I think it works. And then this is like a mini gallery wall of thrifted pictures. And I love them. I love this girl. I think she is so pretty. And then these ladies are gorgeous. And then of course the flowers. And then this piece is just simply stunning. And then I had to jazz up my light switch covers. That is from Hobby Lobby. And I love it. Now, I don't know that they have the gold ones anymore, but I've bought the white ones like this and just spray painted them gold. I bought this one gold. Or did I spray paint this one? I might have spray painted that one. But I love it. And then this is like, I move this over there if we have guests, so they'll have like a little side table. But I do keep extra blankets and stuff in it, and I did spray paint it this color, and it is thrifted. And then last but not least, it's all about the details. I did thrift these knobs to change out the closet doors, these little faux vintage glass knobs. Doors need to be painted, grandbabies. But this is what it looks like, and I love it. So thank you, Sonia, for your question. I hope this answered your question. I hope you got to see everything that you wanted to see. If there's anything specific that I missed, I didn't share, that you really want a closer look, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to share with you. So the next question I'm going to answer is from Kathy. She asked, have I always thrifted? And have I ever decorated with any other styles? And the question to have I always thrifted is no. I used to be a thrift snob. Can you believe it? I used to pick on my sister-in-law and tell her, I don't have time for that. I'm not going to go through digging through other people's stuff. It's not worth my time. I'd rather pay, retail and have it all there for me than to go dig. I mean, I said all that to her. I have since apologized to her, begged her forgiveness, which she's given me. And as you all can see, I am a thrifting addict. Very much so. I mean, I grew up going to yard sales with my mom and my granny. I hated that when I was younger because we had to get up so early. But when I had my first home as a married woman, I didn't mind it as much. I just was never like I am now, you could say. Have I ever decorated with any other styles? Yes, I have. My first home, my kitchen and dining room in particular was done in strawberries, watermelons, pink and red, and I also did the Aunt Jemima's. I loved those, and I loved the strawberries and the watermelons and the red and the pink. That was my my kitchen and my dining room. And I would use like old enamelware that had the red around it. I had gotten for wedding gifts Tupperware with the pink lids. And I would use anything old that I could use to kind of go with that, with those things. That's what I did, and I loved it. And I really loved the old antique enamelware and stuff like that. The living room was very traditional with lace curtains, the printed couch, just very traditional. Nothing really special. Everything else was pretty much traditional. Then later on, I got into Tuscan when I was married to my ex-husband. He did not like anything vintage antique, and he tried to change everything about me to fit his mold, and he liked all the modern, new stuff like that. And so I got into grapes and fruit and Tuscan, but it had to be new. Nothing was ever vintage or antique. It was all new, made to look like that. And I really liked the grapes and the Tuscan for a while. But it was when I divorced him that I got back to myself and what I love. And I've always loved vintage and antiques, always. That's just been something I've always been drawn to. It's probably because my mama loved it and I grew up with that. But I just love vintage and antique. And then the older I get, the more I'm drawn to the sentimental pieces. I like surrounding myself with sentimental pieces, like the bookcase. That was from my childhood, like the pictures of my granny. I have several things from her. Things that my mother has given me from my great-grandmother, just stuff like that. So I have tampered with other things, but I finally got back to my roots and what I love. And I love all styles. Nicole Cole said it best on her channel on Vintage Southern Belle. Sadly, she's no longer doing YouTube, but she's like, she likes all styles, and if she loves it, she uses it, and that is me. I love all things, so if I love it, I use it. I find a way to make it work. So thank you for your question, Kathy. If you have anything specific you would like to see, just let me know. But that's me. I just have always loved vintage and antiques, and I finally got to get back to my roots, and James could care less what I decorate with. He's on board for whatever. Now, the next question is not a decor question, but is a question about my piercings. They wanted to know about my piercings, what I wear, and where do I get them. And I have 6 piercings in this ear. I have 2 cartilage piercings, and then I have these 4 lobe piercings. I have a hoop up here, a flat back little stud here. This is a white gold cubic zirconia stud here, some little silver hoops, and then I just leave this one open for my different earrings. And then on this side, I have 4 piercings, another white gold cubic zirconia stud, a silver hoop. I have my tragus pierce, which is a little silver hoop here, and then I leave this open. I've always loved piercings. And I actually used to have my tragus pierced here. I let it grow up. I've had my nose pierced, let it grow up, and I've had my belly button pierced several times, but it kept rejecting. So I was never really ever able to have a belly ring. But I've just always loved piercings. And I'm not really happy with these up here. I'm still trying to find what I want, but that is the story behind my piercings. I just have always loved them, and you know, some people might not like it. Some people might say it's too much, but I like it, and I love all my piercings. So that's the story behind my piercings. And my earrings, all the little studs and stuff, with the exception of the white gold ones, those were from when I got some piercings done. All the other ones are from Amazon. These my mother gave me. I'm sure she got them either from the Goodwill or somewhere like that. But that is the answer behind all of my piercings. So here's an up close of these. And then here's an up close of these. So I hope that answers your question. All right, y'all. I'm home, and what a day. It's been so much fun. But on my way home, I did stop by the thrift store in Biloxi because why not? I was passing by. So I wanted to go in there and see what they had. And I got some really good stuff. And I think every bit of it is for the booth. So let me show you what I picked up. First thing I spotted when I walked in was this. Is this not adorable? And it folds up and you hang it on the wall. So the reason I got this, Angie and I have come up with an idea that we're gonna do in our booth for the summer, and it's gonna be kind of like a laundry theme. And I saw this, and so I got it. But what I think I'm gonna do, it's got the hangers. It's got those hangers right there. And I want to see if I can take that old plywood off of the back of the old mirror that I put in the bathroom. I want to see if I can mount this to it to give it some weight, and then do like a clothesline hanger type thing, and maybe put some clothespins on it to hang up. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So that's why I got this for the booth. I picked this up. Is this not gorgeous? I know. I've already put a bulb in it, but I haven't plugged it up to see if it works. So let me do that real quick. Let me plug it up and we'll see if it works. Ooh, it does. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? So this will be going in my booth. I love this beautiful blue. I think it will look really good with the patriotic. It's got to be clean though. It's filthy. But I did pick this up for the booth. So, do I have anywhere in here that I can make it work? No, Donna, put it in the booth. All right. Moving on. I found another one of these cross frames. I'm debating on whether I will take what's in it out and put something else or leave it. But these cross frames, but it's got welcome on it. It's very vintage, very primitive. But primitive stuff is just not selling for me. I don't know. But I thought if nothing else, the frame would sell. I don't know. But I did get this for the booth. Oh, I picked these up. It's a set of 4. It's a set of 4 napkins. And I thought this would be so pretty in our red, white, and blue display. It's a way to bring in the red, white, and blue without it being just like totally stars and stripes kind of thing, if you wanted to incorporate that in. And they're like never been used. They're brand new. So there's 4 of them. So I'll be putting them in the booth. Oh, this I bought to kind of go with our little laundry theme, but it's going to get a makeover. This little ceramic iron. And it's got one tiny itty bitty chip there, but I think once I make it over, it's not going to matter, but it's going to get painted because, yeah, this won't go with it. But I'm going to paint this, and this is going to kind of go with our little laundry theme. Oh, I did get a bag for me. I got a bag. Let me get it open. Well, I got it. One thing I want out of it for me is this frame. I love this frame. And then also in the bag is this. And this, which says Alma on the back. These I'll probably put in the booth, but I wanted this for me. The next item I found was this cute little duck, swan, whatever you want to call it, with the little babies. And on the bottom, it's got Avon 1984. And that needs to be cleaned up. But I thought this was so pretty. I just loved it. So I did get this for the booth. All right, let's see. Oh, two more things. Oh, one of these. I did get this for me because I don't think there's any way I could resell it and make anything off of it. I probably paid top of the line $1 for it, but it's another bagged item. But I liked it, and it is Japan. So, y'all know me and a doggone clock. This clock. It's got Japan on the back. Vintage clock. I'll just stick it somewhere. It's messed up right here, but I paid $2.99 for it. Like I said, there's probably no way I can resell it. And then I found another bag of molds. So let me go through this because some of them look vintage that I can put in my booth. And then there's one in here I think I'm going to keep. I love this one. I'm probably going to keep that and put it out with my Easter. Love that. There's more of these. Now these black flimsy ones, I won't keep them. This is a vintage one. This looks like my Jello one that I just bought from the antique store. Bird. An apple. That would be cute in this. Is that an apple or a pumpkin? I guess it could be either one. Heart. Rabbit. Oh, this is a cool one. This is a bag full of molds. There is a ton of these little flower molds. A ton of those. I think there's even more. What is this? A bat. These are cool. These little cutters. There's another little heart. So I have the bigger heart and the smaller heart. Another one of these larger ones. This is an apple, right? I don't know. Some more of these. And then there's more of these. And more of these, the hearts. So, I have some cellophane bags that I'll probably just bag some of these up and put them in there. May save some for Christmas time. I sold some that I've already put in there. So, yeah, I was happy to get this whole big bag of molds. How cool would, oh, that's what I need to do. How cool would these be if you find some and you don't know what to do with them? How cool would it be to get like a clear jar and then just fill the jar up with the different molds, you know, the ones like this and the hearts and that. That would be so cool. I need to do that. That's what I need to do. I could get a big glass jar, fill it up with these, and then just sell the whole thing like that. That would be cool. So that's an idea I might do. But that is my thrift haul. So that is going to do it for me today. We will be flipping that little iron. And I got to get this other stuff priced. But not too shabby for an impromptu, wasn't planning on thrifting. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoy the clips of the aquarium, the Mississippi Gulf Coast Aquarium. It was very, very nice. I don't know what I was expecting, but I could have just stayed there and watched the dolphins all day. That was my favorite part. They could have just left me there and went on about everything else. But it was a fun day, and I hope you enjoyed. and that stingray scared the bejesus out of me. Or bejesus? Is it the bejesus? The bejesus? Whatever. It scared me, okay? And that poor girl next to me when I splashed, she stood there and she laughed at me. I didn't get her wet, but it splashed in her direction. And I told her, I said, I am so sorry. She said, you're fine. I was like, maybe at least I cooled you down a little bit. But that just, it scared me to death. It was unexpected. I wasn't expecting it. But anyway, it was fun. I sent James a little clip of it. And he was like, that'll teach you. Anyway, I had so much fun and definitely made some memories. So thank you for coming along with me. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.